This energy you're getting ready to feel right here, that's why we picked this track. This is the energy and the power that Triple G used to bring. That's what we used to feel. That's what used to happen when Gennady Golovkin came to the ring. That's why people would call him an iron-fisted warrior. You remember those days? He was the iron-fisted warrior. Now he's just a warrior with some strong bone in his hand or something. It's not iron anymore. So the title of this video is something that's going on, and we have to talk about it. What has happened to the power of Gennady Triple G Golovkin? Where did it go? That's what we got to talk about today, y'all. Emazing Eric, let's go, man. What's up? It's your boy Eric. I'm here to talk about one thing today. I'm hyped because I'm frustrated right now. Somebody has to help me. I need to know what happened to this Triple G. The energy, the authority, the power. And let me be clear. I think Triple G won the fight last night. Just so you know, I have Triple G winning the fight. I think Canelo won 2 of the first 3 rounds, and he won 2 of the last 3 rounds. So I think I had Canelo winning rounds 1 and 2 and rounds 11 and 12. So they gave him 4 rounds. Triple G got the rest. I think he won the fight, so I'm not trying to say he didn't win the fight. But if you were honest with yourself, there has been a change in Gennady Golovkin, and I want to talk about it. What happened to the power? Triple G used to be so, his power, that's why we picked this music. Do you feel this music? This power that Triple G had was just, you remember he was knocking out Dominique Wade, hitting him on the shoulder. He was hitting people on the shoulder and they were falling down. He hit Daniel Gill. Daniel Gill hit him in the face, knocks his head back. His head is in the air. One of his feet are off the ground. The follow through from one of his punches with a foot off the ground knocked out Daniel Gill. You remember what he did to Gabe Rosado's face? That boy's face looked like some lasagna, and when you cut open lasagna, that's what Gabe's face looked like. That's what he used to do to people. Martin Murray is another one. Martin Murray said it felt like he was having a baby. He hit him in the body. We can still see Martin Murray now, rolling around like he was getting ready to give birth to twins. Martin Murray said that because Triple G's power was on a certain level. But I've been noticing, and I'm going to tell you when it started. It started with the Kell Brook fight. And you might say, well, he broke Kell Brook's face. He broke his face, but in Kell Brook's next fight against Errol Spence broke his face too. So you know what that's telling me? That boy just got a breakable face. He just got a breakaway face. If you notice, he did rock Kell Brook, but he never could knock Kell Brook down to the ground. Kell Brook stood up. And then we move on to the Danny Jacobs fight. Remember the Danny Jacobs fight? Yeah, he knocked Danny Jacobs down, but that honestly was a questionable knockdown. I'm not hating on Triple G, but that was questionable. Danny was squared up. He never was really all that hurt. He popped right back up. Landed flushes, punches. He never hurt him again. It just didn't happen the same way. And then we moved on to the big fight we just had last night with Canelo. Landing shots right on Canelo's face, and Canelo's just standing there. And if you say to yourself, well, Danny Jacobs was huge, he was a lot bigger than him. Okay, well, what about Kell Brook, who was moving up from 147? He couldn't do it to him. What about Canelo, who, if you really think, I still really think Canelo should be at 154. Because you got to think about it like this. If Danny Jacobs and the Charlos are at 160 and they're both bigger than Triple G, look how much bigger Triple G looked than Canelo last night. I think Canelo actually is a 154 fighter still. So what is going on with Triple G's power? It's not the same. Also, look into people's faces. He used to bust people's faces up so bad. People looked like they had been in a car accident. It looked like they stuck their head into a hornet's nest. They would be stung up, busted up, bruised up, eyes look glassed over. Now we're starting to see people hanging there and they can just take it. Where did the power go? Now, I know he's getting older, but I've heard fighters like George Foreman and other people say that the last thing to go is your power. You always have your power to the end, even when you're older. That's the last thing to go. So I'm wondering what has happened. And we have all sorts of theories out there. Some people say it is his age. Some people say he has just gone over the hill and he's lost a step. And he's right at that age now. I think he's about 35 now. So where everybody loses a step right there. So I'm not saying that I expect him to still fight at 35 like he fought at 28. But if you were honest with yourself, there is a sharp decline in his power. people can take his power in a way that they didn't take his power. And I'm wondering what has happened to his power. Maybe it is his age. There's another school of thought out there that he's just changed. I've heard some people say, well, he's just changed. He was so violent that, I guess he didn't like hurting people and he just changed. I don't know if I believe that. I'm sorry. Of all of the excuses, that's the one I'm not feeling. Because if I'm talking to those people, if I'm addressing you personally, if that's your feeling, you're the same people that said, oh, he fought Kell Brook in a certain way and he fought Danny Jacobs in a certain way to look vulnerable just so he could lure Canelo in the ring. Well, he got Canelo in the ring last night and he couldn't knock him out. So we know it's not that. We know it's something deeper. Now, there's also the thought, we're going to just bring the elephant in the room out. Some people thought it might have been PEDs. Let's be clear here. Triple G has never tested positive for anything. Let's be clear here. I am not saying that Triple G was on PEDs. I'm going to say that again to Triple G's fans. Let's be clear here. I am not saying Triple G is on PEDs. I'm just saying there is a sharp decline in his power. All of a sudden, guys can take his power. Triple G was the type of puncher that literally hit people on the arms, hit people on the elbows. Do you remember the shot where he came down from the top like an elevator shot, hit Marco Rubio, I think it's Marco Antonio Rubio on the head? I thought that boy's head was going to pop like a cantaloupe being thrown from a third-floor balcony. Come on, man. For real. Let's keep this real. Something has happened to Triple G's power. I want to know what you guys think. I'm not saying he can't hit. Of course Triple G can hit. I saw him hitting Canelo with some bombs, but they just don't have the same effect. Like I said, he went from an iron-fisted warrior to just a hard-boned man with some hard bone in his hand. Yes, he can still crack. But one thing Canelo said is, he's not the monster I thought he was. I think Canelo really meant that. And, I was surprised because I thought they were going to hurt worse. Danny Jacobs had a very similar response. The power wasn't exactly what I thought it was. So what do you guys think? Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think. What has happened to the power of Gennady Golovkin? And let's not be scared to talk about it. Because something has changed. Let's figure it out. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.